Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Just thumbs up in the response. I know you guys are off camera, so feel free to uh, say hello in the chat or what have you. But welcome to our SJSU Online open house for the upcoming spring 2026 semester. My name is Ruel E. Evangelista. Just want to thank you for being here on this evening. We are really excited to show you how SJSU Online can be part of your educational journey. We're going to share some great information tonight, and the Spring App 2026 application will be available starting tomorrow. So you're joining us at the right time here. You're going to learn learn a little about the who, the what, the when, and the how San Jose State University Online can help you complete the degree that you've been striving for. So today, next slide here. Today's agenda is full of great information about our online programs and the resources that we have available. We're going to share the different programs that are available to you. You'll get to meet your enrollment counselor and share with you what their role is for you. We'll go over the admissions requirements, when you can apply. We'll share some information about tuition and financial aid, because we know that's always an important question. We're joined by Ryan Plotch-Branscombe. He's one of our awesome academic advisors, and he will discuss what the Student Success Center will do for you. Then we have Sahar from our Writing Center. If you need some help with writing, I know I do sometimes. And then we'll hear from Alexa Lopez. She's our enrollment coordinator, and she's going to share with you information about our Career Center resources. And then we'll have a conversation between Krista Cruz and our student ambassadors, who will kind of share their online experience. I think it's really good to hear firsthand what students are experiencing in these classrooms. If you haven't done an online class before, I think this is a really good opportunity for you to learn their experience. Now, throughout the presentation today, we're going to share our contact information. So, we'll have that, drop that in the chat. And then we'll also have a Q&A session at the end with Alexa. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down in the chat, write them down on a piece of paper. Because I don't know about you, if I got a question and I don't write it down, I'm going to forget. So please write them down or drop them in the chat, and we will definitely address all your questions at the end. Now, we have a total of 8 SJSU Online degree completion programs. We offer 3 Bachelors of Arts degrees, 5 Bachelors of Science degrees in the following areas that you see on the screen there: anthropology, economics, public relations, information science and data analytics, business administration, educational and community leadership, healthcare leadership, and public health. Now, as we continue to grow, we will be adding additional programs in the near future, really near future. So stay tuned. But you're probably asking yourselves, how do I know which program is right for me? Or who can I talk to about, getting started? Well, let's meet your enrollment counselors. My name's, again, Ruel. I am actually an SJSU alumni. I graduated back in 2005 with plans to become a math teacher. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, as I started a career in higher education. But my educational journey was not an easy one. I started right out of high school. Then I had to stop because life kind of got in the way, and I was also academically disqualified from San Jose State. Not a good thing, but it was just a bump in the road for me. I eventually returned. I was able to finish my degree. And as I look back, I don't have any regrets, but I think the online option probably would have made things a lot easier for me. So I'm really happy that the SJSU Online option is available to all of you. Now, I am one of 3 enrollment counselors. I represent the anthropology, economics, public relations program. We, as your enrollment counselor, our goal is to provide you with support throughout the application process. We're here to make sure you're in the right program. We will guide you through the application process until you've been accepted. We usually meet with students one-on-one via Zoom or phone sessions, and we also will complete an unofficial review of your transcripts just to confirm if you're eligible to apply. We will then transition you to a dedicated academic advisor. I mentioned his name earlier, and you'll get to meet with him later, who will share with you the type of support they provide from when you've been accepted all the way to graduation. Joanne Young and Krista Cruz are our 2 other awesome enrollment counselors. So Joanne, please say hello to our audience and share a little bit about yourself and the programs you represent.
No, thanks for passing the mic, Ruel, and for sharing a little bit about your story too. Again, hi everyone. My name is Joanne Young. I represent the Information Science and Data Analytics major along with the Business Administration major as its enrollment counselor. A little bit about me. So my educational journey, it actually started at the community college level, and it took me over 2 years to get done in that sector. And then I transitioned into the CSU system where I got my bachelor's in education. I'm really excited to be checking in with you all, just providing you support to help you out with your next steps in your educational journey. So thank you again. How about you, Krista? Do you mind telling us a bit about yourself?
Yes, of course. Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, Joanne, for sharing a little bit about you. My name is Krista, and I am the enrollment counselor that oversees the online educational and community leadership degree program, the healthcare leadership degree program, and public health. Um, a little bit about me. I very much like Joanne. I did start off at the community college. I was a first generation transfer student. I did move on to the UC, UC Davis, to complete my bachelor's degree. And I'm actually a student now at San Jose State pursuing my master's in counseling and guidance with the goal of going into higher education counseling. This is really exciting for me because I get to pursue my dreams of helping you pursue your dreams. I am here to provide support to you as you take this next step in your own educational journey. So,
Awesome. Thank you, Joanne and Krista. I mean, you just heard from three different individuals who had their own different path in education. And, like we did all said, we're really happy to be here to help you. But Joanne, what can you tell us about the structure of our programs?
Yeah, so our team, we've talked to a lot of students, and we recognize that the students that seek out our programs, you're more than just a student. You guys are working either part-time, full-time. You are parents, which is a full-time job on its own, or caregivers. So just to confirm with you all, here at SJSU Online, all the degrees are designed to be 100% remote. So we offer flexible class formats, allowing our students to focus on their courses in depth while you manage all of your other life responsibilities. We do this by providing asynchronous course structures to allow students to work on their education at their own pace. Along with that, you can expect synchronous-based classes, which are virtual classes that typically happen over Zoom and typically on the weeknights, because again, the majority of our students, they do work. Um, we additionally go by the semester system for most of our programs. We go by the semester system, but we divide fall and spring to two 8-week terms for most of our programs. So not all of them follow that 2 8-week term setup. So for example, you'll have a spring term A, spring term B situation. And for the summertime, you will have one 8-week session. So in total, students are able to take 5 terms year round. Now that we talked a little bit about the structure of the program, let's hop into what you'll need to get into the program. Alrighty. So for us, we follow the CSU guidelines when it comes to admissions. So for admissions purposes, we require the completion of areas A1, 2, 3, and B4, which we have posted on the screen here. Additionally, we require that students have 60 semester transferable units, a minimum GPA of a 2.0 or higher, and that you left in good academic standing at your prior institution. Please note that some programs have program-specific prereqs for admissions considerations, so just make sure that you connect with your enrollment counselor for your specific program of interest, just to go down what the requirements are specifically for your program. And lastly, as Ruel mentioned, our team, we also provide unofficial transcript reviews as a pre-admission service to assist you in understanding whether or not you have those minimum requirements. So again, connect with your assigned enrollment counselor for more information on that. Alrighty. And let's say, you like the structure of the program, you feel ready to apply. As Ruel mentioned again, we have the spring 26 applications that are going to open up, and they're going to open up tomorrow on August 1st. So that's really exciting. If spring is not the best time for you to start, just know that we also offer 3 opportunities to start with us for most of our programs, and that's going to be in the fall, spring, and summer semesters. So again, please connect with your assigned enrollment counselor to discuss your anticipated transfer timeline. But that's it for me. Krista, do you mind taking the mic? I know that students have a lot of questions about financial aid and questions about cost.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much for that information, Joanne. Yes, a really big question our team gets often is regarding tuition and financial aid. At this time, the current rate for our programs is between $500 to about $550 per unit. Now, the total cost of attendance varies based on the program as well as your enrollment. This means if you're part-time, half-time, etc. But roughly, the total cost of attendance calculates to about $3,000 for minimum enrollment and about $6,000 for full-time enrollment before financial aid. We do offer various financial aid opportunities for our online students, as well as the opportunity to meet with a designated financial aid counselor. This is new for us. Our financial aid counselor, their name is Felicia Grandison. Felicia wasn't able to be here with us this evening, but this opens the door for future potential financial aid events. But as a very important note for our online students, financial aid applications open October 1st. If you didn't know, financial aid applications must be completed every academic year that you plan to attend college. And I do recommend filing your FAFSA within the October 1st to about the springtime, usually closing in about June. To fill it out within that time frame to be eligible for the most amount of benefits. This past year, for example, the Cal Grant closed in the spring, so it's important to be mindful of those upcoming dates and deadlines. With that being said, we have included some helpful links and resources on this slide to help you begin navigating our many various financial aid and scholarship opportunities. So I do encourage you to please take a screenshot in case you need to be reminded of this information in the future. With that being said, I'll pass the mic off to our representative from our academic advising team, Ryan Plotch-Bronscombe.
Thank you so much, Krista. So I'm Ryan Plotch-Bronscombe. I'm one of the academic advisors at the SJSU Online Student Success Center. In this moment, I'm one of the advisors in the information science and data analytics majors. So really happy to join you this evening to talk about the Online Student Success Center. Some of the services we offer include general education and major advising, academic planning and graduation planning, academic notice guidance for any students who may need further assistance. We also offer personalized referrals to campus resources. We provide transitional support to SJSU Online onboarding. So we're basically with you from matriculation all the way to graduation, trying to assist you in any way possible. We also have a student workshop series every semester where we cover important topics such as time management, the Career Center, working on your resume, your cover letter, and various other partners on campus. And we also offer academic coaching at the SJSU Online Student Success Center. For the next slide, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the resources that we are able to refer you to and resources that you have access to. So just because you're an online student doesn't mean you don't get access to a lot of resources. Actually, SJSU Online students have a lot of resources available to them that are very helpful. So some of the resources and campus partners that we work closely with are the Accessible Education Center, the Counseling and Psychological Services Center, Financial Aid and Scholarship Office, IT. We also offer resources that help students learn anywhere, such as Canvas, Zoom, LinkedIn Learning, and various other resources. We also can partner you with the MLK library that has a really great database to help you find information that will help you in some of your classes. We can also refer you to Peer Connections, which offers workshops as well and mentorship for students. SJSU Cares can also help students that are in need, and other resources that are very helpful is the SJSU Writing Center and the SJSU Career Center. So there's a lot of resources that SJSU Online students have access to. So was really grateful that I could present that this evening. I'm now going to pass it to the Writing Center.
Thank you. All right, so hi everyone, my name is Sahar Vora. I am the coordinator of online writing support services at the SJSU Writing Center. I'm also an SJSU alum. I graduated in fall 2022 with my MFA in creative writing. And I've been with the Writing Center. I was working there as a tutor during my time as a grad student, and then I've just continued on ever since. So just a little bit about the Writing Center. We are a completely free service to SJSU students, faculty, and staff. And you can use our services regardless of your class standing, regardless of your discipline. Our highly trained tutors are all students from varying majors that are qualified to help you during any phase of the writing process, whether it's brainstorming an outline, whether you're going over a draft, or whether you just have a blank paper and you don't even know where to start. That being said, we are a tutoring service and not an editing service. So students and tutors participate in the process equally to produce good learning outcomes and to provide you with sustainable writing help that will help you even after you've left the session. So we aim to give you, help you develop writing skills that you'll be able to use even after you leave. All right, so in the next slide, I'll just go over an overview of our services that we provide to everyone. So our main offering is tutoring. We have two modalities for tutoring. We have in-person tutoring, but our biggest offering is through online tutoring. That's where the bulk of our tutoring appointments are. And these are 45-minute sessions that do need to be booked in advance. And you can have 2 of these per week. These are booked through our online system called SJSU Online, and you can make an account there with your SJSU email address. And once you're all registered in there, you can book appointments as you wish. We also have embedded tutoring. So some select courses have a tutor assigned to their course, and faculty members can reach out to us in advance and get that set up in the semester preceding. So sometimes we do have this option, I think, for a couple of SJSU online courses, hopefully either in the next semester or the spring semester. So that tutor will just be there to help with assignments for your writing intensive course. And then we also offer an open lab service, which is 20-minute drop-in help sessions that take place over Zoom. So there's no appointment needed for these. We have, it's a 2-hour slot, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And if you have just a quick writing question, like you're not sure how to do a citation, or you're having some trouble with your thesis statement, or little questions that can be done in a smaller amount of time, you can just drop into our open lab and a tutor will be on call to help you out with that. We do have the option for extra appointments as well. If you are registered with the AAC for accommodations, you can submit a form to us to request an extra 3rd appointment to add to your 2-appointment-a-week limit. So, that is an option as well. And then we also, in addition to tutoring, we also have a whole host of other resources. And the biggest secondary resource that we offer is our schedule of workshops and events. So we have a regularly scheduled offering of workshops every semester. So those are topics that range from common grammar errors to an overview of APA style to an overview of how to prevent plagiarism in your writing. And then we also hold special topics workshops every semester as well. And those are unique topics that kind of come up based on the resources that we as the coordinators are able to produce. So we have some really fun ones coming up in the fall, and that will hopefully be offered again in the spring as well. So that includes writing productivity tips, recognizing and reducing imposter syndrome in writing, and a new workshop that I'm going to be piloting this semester as well, which is the ethical and practical considerations of using generative AI in the writing process, as that's a topic that is, quite controversial and being discussed at the moment. So we have all these workshops, and you just need to register. As long as you have an SJSU email, you're free to register for as many of those as you like. And additionally, we also have numerous asynchronous resources. So those are just posted online on our website and can be accessed at any time by anyone. So that includes our homegrown handouts on various writing topics, from AI to grammar to, how to write specific sections of a research paper, for example. We have over 100 handouts, so lots to choose from, and hopefully your writing issue will be covered there. We also have video resources on our YouTube channel, and we have also started creating these writer toolboxes for specific writing concerns. So multilingual, if you're a multilingual student, we have a toolbox that will help you ease into writing concerns on that topic. We have our AI writer toolbox, which contains information about how you can use AI ethically, when you should use AI, if you should not use AI, what's an alternative that you can use. So that toolbox is new and also ready for you all to use. So lots of things that you can do. I'll post all these links in the chat as well so that you have access to them. And if at any point you have a question about the Writing Center, about how to register for an account, any questions about our services, please do feel free to shoot us an email at writingcenter@sjsu.edu. And yeah, I hope to see some of you around and about with our services. Thank you so much.
Right. Hi, everyone. I will be joining you all this evening on behalf of Carrie McKnight, who is the Senior Career Counselor here at the Career Center. You can go to the next slide. I'm seeing them. Perfect. Thank you. So we understand that career prospects and professional development are important considerations for those looking to join SJSU Online. So what I have for you all this evening are just a few slides to share how the Career Center can help you as an online student. So to kick things off, as I mentioned before, I am here on behalf of Carrie McKnight. She will be the main point of contact for all of our SJSU Online students. So please feel free to reach out to her at the end of this presentation with any additional questions that you may have after today's presentation. So let me go ahead and drop some of these links in the chat. I know you all have been asking about these before too. Next, I'm going to drop the general email address for the Career Center too, so that may be something of use to you all. And then lastly, I am going to share the website for the Career Center as well, where you can get all of this general information from. So on the next slide, what I'll do with you all is go over the three main ways that SJSU Online students can connect with the Career Center. So to start out, a number one way to connect with the Career Center is to make an advising appointment with a career counselor like Carrie McKnight. So this would be a more personalized option where you can get very specific feedback and counseling on topics like career exploration, resume review, help with your job or internship search, interview prep, whatever it is that you specifically need can get addressed during this virtual appointment. The second thing I want to point out to you all are virtual workshops. So these are a group session based off of a specific topic. So this can be things like, again, resume building, job internship search, and salary negotiations. But the difference between a virtual workshop and a virtual appointment would be that a virtual workshop would be with a group. So a little bit more comprehensive, a little bit more broad, whereas the virtual appointment, again, would be something specific based off of your specific career goals and based off of your specific needs. The last thing that I wanted to point out here is that as an SJSU Online student, you will have the ability to attend both virtual and in-person fairs and information sessions. So there are opportunities throughout the term to participate in things like career fairs and opportunities to connect with employers. So while yes, there are some options available online, we really did want to point out that even as an online student, you do have the ability to attend some of these larger in-person events and career fairs, and all you need is just your Tower ID card too. So we wanted to make sure that we highlighted that as well. A quick side note too that I think is really cool is that as an SJSU student, you'll have access to most of these Career Center resources up to a year after graduation. So to piggyback off of what we heard in the other slides before this, there are a lot of great opportunities available to you even as an SJSU Online student. And so we hope that today you were able to get a little bit of a taste of some of the stuff that you'll have access to. Lastly, what I wanted to cover with you all are some of our digital career tools. So I wanted to take a minute to highlight a couple of them that may be of interest to you all. Firstly, I wanted to point out Handshake. So this is a website that can connect you with job opportunities, internships, and career events tailored to SJSU Online students. Another thing we wanted to point out to you all is VMock, which will provide students with instant AI-driven feedback to improve your resume. So that's a great way to get that instant feedback if you didn't want to make an appointment or you wanted that additional tool available to you all. And then lastly, the other thing I wanted to point out as well is the alumni mentoring program. So this is a platform that can connect students with alumni and other professionals to help you along your career journey too. So again, a lot of really great resources to take advantage of as an SJSU online student. This slide here has the QR code. Again, feel free to take a picture, take a screenshot of it to reference for later too. And then as always, you're welcome to reach out to Carrie and the General Career Center email address if you have any further questions. Now, with all that being said, I want to pass the mic off to Krista Cruz, who's actually going to take the chance to speak to two of our student ambassadors so that we can hear a little bit more about SJSU Online through a student lens. So take it away, Krista.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, Alexa. And thank you so much to our guests for highlighting the resources we have available to our online students. I think it's awesome that we actually do have so much accessible to our students, even though they are fully remote. So we've heard some really great information about the online programs we offer, as well as some technical information about our admissions and financial aid. But now I think it's important for our audience to hear from some real SJSU Online students who have gone through the enrollment process and are currently taking classes with us. So I'd like to take this time to introduce our two student ambassadors, Yahaira Daharo, as well as Felicia Zamora. All right, so we'll take about 10 minutes for them to share their experiences. We'll actually be doing this in a little bit of an interview format. These might give ideas to our students in the audience on questions you may want to ask during the Q&A. So we'll take about 10 minutes to do that, and then we'll close out our presentation this evening with our Q&A. Alexa will help me with that, of course, and then let's go ahead and get started. So my first question is, why did you choose SJSU Online? And why don't we go ahead and start with Felicia, and then we'll go ahead and move on to Yahaira.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see everyone. So I chose San Jose State because I previously was enrolled here but unable to complete my degree. It was always a dream of mine to graduate from a local school growing up here in the area. And so when I saw that there was an online program, I knew I wanted to apply. I was so excited to get accepted, knowing that I was going to have the same degree. I got to graduate in the graduation ceremony on campus, so my family got to be a part of it. So that was a big part for me. And as a mom, just being able to have my computer, I would be at my daughter's basketball practice and I could be studying. All the classes for business were asynchronous, so I could do it on my own time. So it really made it manageable for me to complete my degree. And I happily graduated this past May.
Awesome, amazing. Yahaira, how about you?
Hi everyone. So I actually originally applied to SJSU for software engineering, which is in person. But like once I started looking at like the cost of like tuition, rent in the area, because it's really expensive, dorming, and I think the thing I really didn't want to do was like have to drive almost 2 hours there and then 2 hours back just to get home, and then on top of that homework. I was like, oh, I don't know if this is like worth it. So that's when I started researching other options. Like East Bay has a or had, they don't have it anymore. They had an online CS program, and then I ended up discovering SJSU Online, which offered information science and data analytics, and like that still kept me in the tech field, but also allowed me to like what was it like explore other fields. So that was really cool. And then like with what I want to do with my degree, I'm not sure exactly yet. I know I want to go towards something in data analytics or data science, but I don't know if I want to like go straight into the workforce after I graduate or if I want to get a master's or PhD like right after.
For sure. Okay. Big ambitions. Congratulations, Felicia, of course. That's amazing that you were able to do your graduation this spring. Okay. That kind of brings me into my next question, Yahira. Thank you so much for answering. Felicia, what would you like to do with your degree once you graduate?
So I definitely have a passion for business, and I also volunteer a lot in my community. So I want to combine those two things by working for a nonprofit in the donor department so that I can merge two things that I feel very passionate about is helping others and business. And so that is what I'm aiming to do. I was recently accepted into an MBA program, so I'm going to continue my education and keep going. So I'm just really thankful for the platform that San Jose State gave me to get to this point.
Amazing. Amazing. Congratulations again. Okay. So, if you don't mind me asking, you're here with SJSU Online. I'm actually interested in knowing what a typical semester looks like for you, just in terms of planning and time management and how you stay organized as an online student.
You want me to go first? Okay, yes.
Yeah, let's go
So
first.
for me, sorry. So when the syllabus opens, I usually chart out that whole 8-week session and I plan out my dates. Then every week the modules open. So then I go in, and if I have any questions, I can email my professors or actually just set aside chunks of time. So if something seems like it may take me a little longer than I planned, I can plan out the whole week when the module opens each week. So I like personally, there was some days that mornings work better, some days evenings, some days, like I said, I was at my daughter's practice and my computer is with me, and that's when I had an hour to do it. So that's kind of the beauty of the program. You can build it around your life.
For sure. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Yahira, how about you?
Yeah, something similar. Like at the start of each semester, I like to go through the syllabus and note down any important like deadlines on a calendar or any important rules a professor might have, because like some are more strict with their deadlines and some more lenient with their late policies. Like they'll let you turn in work a week late. Don't do that, but like, it's something to keep in mind. And also like skim through the class's Canvas site just to like get to know the structure better, like how discussions and quizzes are set up. Also like the grading. And then I guess I can kind of walk through my week. Like each Monday and Tuesday, I usually go through the lectures and reading material. The
Mhm.
rest of the week is like doing assignments, homework, and catching up on any work I have to do.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay. Big question. We had a lot of our resources talk with us here in this presentation tonight, but I'm interested in knowing, where do you go for your resources and for your additional support for your online classes? Okay, yeah, we'll start with Felicia.
Okay, so personally, yes, I definitely reach out. Professors are really open to questions. That's kind of great about using Canvas is you can message them anytime and they're quick to respond. So if you have questions about courses, definitely ask your teachers. They're happy to help. And then obviously the advisor, if you have questions about your classes or graduation, you can reach out to your advisor. And then the other one that I'm using a lot is the Career Center, because as they mentioned, they have Handshake where you can find jobs and internships. You can meet one-on-one to get resume help, or like when I was filling out my MBA application, I was able to sit down with Carrie McKnight and she helped me a lot to just streamline my application and make sure that it was strong before I submitted it. And she also does virtual events that I attended a lot of. And there's just different ones that just can give you different strengths to help you as to be a stronger student and to be ready when you get out into the workforce.
Love it. All right. Thank you so much. Yahira, how about you?
Resources, I
Mhm.
think it really depends on like the support that I need. Like if it's an academic question or something related to class, I just email my professors or send them a message through like Canvas inbox, and like they're usually pretty responsive or respond like within a day or two. I also really use like Handshake and the Career Center to like join virtual events, and like you get to like talk to other people sometimes too, which is it's nice. There's also Discord channels. Like SJSU Online, the Discord, I think server has specific channels for each major. And like you can meet others in your major or in your class and form study groups or like have or find someone to chat about like your coursework. So yeah.
Okay, that's fun. Okay, that's sounds good. My last question to you both, and we'll start with Felicia. Um, what piece of advice would you give to a student who is preparing for a fully online program or fully online classes?
So, kind of to piggyback on what Yahira just said, definitely network. Just because you're online doesn't mean that you can't make friends and build relationships. I met a lot of great people, and we also had a Discord. And so, if we had a question in the middle of the night, you can just send it, and someone will always respond. And if you have a question, someone else does. So, you guys can kind of help each other and build relationships for after you graduate. Another thing, just ask any questions you have, like to enrollment, your teacher,
Mhm.
whoever, just ask. Like everyone's helpful and wants to help you succeed. And last, apply for scholarships. I was lucky enough to get some scholarships and I wasn't sure that I would be able to. So apply, apply, apply. You just never know what you can get if you try.
Love it. And Yahira, how about you? What piece of advice would you give to a student who's preparing for fully online program or fully online classes?
I like what Felicia just mentioned, the scholarships. Just apply, even if you're not sure that you're gonna get it or not, just do it. Like, you never know. I also recommend meeting with like your academic advisor or counselor to like make sure that you're meeting graduation requirements and that you like graduate on time because you've heard or I've heard stories. It doesn't matter if you're online or in person, like last minute something happens. Also stay organized, like organize your files on your computer, which I have to do before the semester starts. Your workspace, declutter it, and have a good schedule for yourself.
Okay.
Um, Lastly, I would say um join clubs or online organizations. Some have really great resources out there and opportunities for like career development, networking, and just like meeting new people.
Love it. Yeah, no, thank you so much. Thank you both for sharing. It's been great to hear a little bit of your perspective as students, and thank you so much for your time too. I know that our audience right now may have some lingering questions for you both as our student ambassadors, our guests, and our counselors. So we'll go ahead and close off with our Q&A. So, before we begin, I would like to give a very big thank you to our guests at this time for your time and your contributions and your continued support for our prospective online students. For our students in the audience, our guests, student ambassadors, and counselors are open to answering any general questions you might have about the content of this presentation. If you have any program specific or personal questions that require a one-on-one meeting, I do encourage you to ask your enrollment counselor to please schedule an appointment as well. And our contact information is available to you on this slide. I do encourage you to take a screenshot so you can reference it in the near future when you are ready to apply. And so we'll go ahead and begin our Q&A. Alexa, if you want to help me answer some questions in the chat.
Sure. Thanks so much. And please feel free to continue dropping questions in the chat. I'm writing them all down so that way we can read them out loud for those of you who are watching the broadcast right now. Joanne, let's start with you. Where can students find out about upcoming programs and the programs that we have available to us? What do you recommend for students?
Yeah, so I recommend, again, for the upcoming programs that we offer. Right now, we have 8 majors available, but check out our website on Google, SJSU Online. We have our main web page, and you can check out all of the degrees that we have to offer during that time frame. Again, myself, Krista, Ruel, we're available to chat with folks. So, let's say that you're interested in information science, but you're also kind of interested in anthropology. Feel free to connect with the both of us. Our team's here to help you out, kind of navigate what your options are. So, again, use us as a resource as well.
Perfect. Thanks, Joanne. Ruel, let's go up to you. How do we know if a program is synchronous or asynchronous? How would you describe that schedule?
Well, asynchronous courses, there's no scheduled class meetings, so you do all the coursework on your own. As Yahira and Felicia mentioned, they work on time management, which is important. So I tell students, schedule your online classes as if you're attending classes in person. Do Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, and block off, 1 to 2 hours each time. Please do not do what I did. I procrastinated. So don't do that. That's our worst enemy as students. So, and then the synchronous classes, as Joanne mentioned, they're typically in the evening after work hours, of course, because our student demographic are working adults or parents or have other people who have other obligations. So that's how you kind of identify the difference between those two class types.
Perfect. Thanks for chatting a bit about that. Krista, do you mind describing what are some of the differences between SJSU Online and the on-campus programs?
So two of the most significant differences between us as a fully online program and in person is the most obvious, which is that we're all fully online. That means that the structure of the program is going to be a fully remote structure, so you wouldn't anticipate any hybrid or in-person classes. And then the next difference is that we is our tuition structure. So we're per unit, whereas in-person is a different kind of structure. Now, the big question is, can you expect the same quality in your education? The answer is absolutely yes. So our programs that we offer fully online are developed by the departments that facilitate our in-person programs. So you're getting access to the same instructors, the same core curriculum, the same content. And honestly, you might actually be getting a little bit more because we have some programs that have been developed specifically for online. And we do have some coursework, some courses that were specifically developed for online as well.
Thank you, Krista. Joanne, I had a couple of questions regarding prerequisites and the timeline. Are students able to apply for the spring while also taking some of their prerequisite courses?
Yeah, so the cutoff, so we are going to again have the application open up tomorrow on the 1st. So if you are looking to do a spring 26 start with us, the cutoff to have all of the admissions requirements, so the general CSU requirements plus prereqs, the latest that you can have that in progress is fall of this year. So if you're taking prereqs in the fall, you're more than welcome to send in the app. And yeah, just connect with your enrollment counselor, just check in with us to see how you're feeling about the classes, and if life hits, right, things change, just let us know, because we want to keep you on our radar, and if you need a future start, we just want to make sure that we're in contact with you.
Thank you, Joanne. I'm going to go over to Ruel really quickly. Do you mind going back to the slide with the financial aid contact info? We had a couple of requests for students who wanted to get some better screenshots with that. And where do you recommend, I'll throw this over to you too, Ruel, who can students reach out to for information about financial aid, about their scholarships? Where can students turn to?
Well, as you see on the screen there, Felicia Grandison, she's our financial aid advisor for our SJSU Online students. So she would be your best point of contact. She's always reaching out to students as well. So if you haven't got a call from her, be patient. She will contact you. She's a very good resource when it comes to questions about your financial aid award, available scholarships. She's the one who provided the links that you see on the screen there. So please take a screenshot of those scholarship resources. There's a bunch of them. One thing that I like to share about scholarships is you want to apply for as many as you can. That's what they're out there for. Some students apply for the large amounts, like the $5,000 or $6,000 ones. I tell my kids, who are in college, I tell them, apply for the smaller ones, like the $500 or $100 ones, because if you get 10 of those, they all add up. So it's just a matter of what's out there available to you. And Felicia Grandison, she'll be able to provide you with more resources and opportunities.
Awesome. Thanks, Ruel. Krista, we had a student who mentioned they're currently attending another CSU. Are they eligible to join SJSU Online? What should their next steps be?
Yes, yeah. So if we have students come in all the time who were previously attending a different CSU, and for a variety of reasons, they may have inquired about transferring to SJSU. The short and sweet answer is as long as you've met the admissions requirements for transfer as an upper division junior transfer, you'll be just fine. This would go back to our slide about the admissions requirements, meeting the CSU. Approved basic skills courses, the 2.0 GPA, and the 60 transferable semester units. If all of that is met, as well as the departmental prerequisites, if any, then yeah, you'll be good to go. But again, the program prerequisites, please meet with your counselor to help you determine exactly what those are, and see if you've met them. And then if you did, you're all good.
Awesome, thank you. I have a couple of questions for our student ambassadors. I'm not sure which one of you wants to hop in. I had a question about the Discord. Do you mind explaining what Discord is and how are you able to join that? So I'm not sure if Felicia or Yahaira want to hop in and talk a little bit about the Discord.
Sure. So Yahira probably can explain more about Discord because she's really good with her major. But I know with our classes, I'm in business, we would create individual ones for different classes. And since we're in the same cohort, which is the same group that you're going to be taking classes with, you get to know people because you're going to be placed in group projects. And so you do kind of have that ability to interact with people, even though you are online. Yahira, I'll let you explain a little bit more about what Discord is.
Um, well, it's like an app. I used to use it for gaming, but then I was like, oh, you can use it for academic stuff as well. Um, but it's just an app. Like, I don't know if you guys have used Slack. It's similar, for like messaging, and there's also like chats where you can do like Zoom, but it's just audio. And for let me log in real quick. For SJSU, it's let me see. Okay, there's like the welcome guidelines. There's a section for announcements where we do post a lot like of what's going on, like virtual events you can join or stuff related to the Career Center. Questions, so like I know you guys have questions right now. You guys can also put them in the SJSU Online Discord server and like you guys can either get it answered or direct it to someone that can answer it for you. Then there's like a section for each program. I have some of them muted because there's a lot of people in there, but I'm always checking mine, the one for information science and data analytics, because sometimes they post like opportunities on there, or somebody might have a question, or you might have a question. And yeah, there's also a few other communities in there.
Awesome. Thanks so much. I have a couple of another question for the two of you. There's a question about networking. How does that work as an SJSU online student? What has been your experience with networking? They were asking, is this done online? Is this through Canvas? Is this through clubs? Do you have anything, any insight you want to share?
Sure. So we are able to go to in-person events. So if you live in the area, you're definitely able to go to the in-person events on campus. So that's really great because like I live about an hour away, so it wasn't super easy. But when there was big events, I did make time to go. So I like that. Like I mentioned, you're in a cohort with the same students, so you get to know people pretty quickly because you're doing discussion questions and you are interacting with them. It's just virtually. You can definitely set up Zoom sessions to meet in person. If you have a project you want to work on, you'll have to record videos for some projects. So I feel like you do get to know people pretty quickly, even though it is an online platform.
Yeah, I remember for one of our, or actually two classes. We had to like get together through Zoom with like your group and like even if it wasn't recording your face, you were like recording your voices. So like you still had to you still had to interact with your classmates. And then for networking, Handshake, Career Center, like they have a lot of virtual events you can join. And even if you're not like actually networking, like you're learning a lot during those events. What else? Oh, I had said online organizations. There's a lot out there that offer like scholarships, conferences, summits. Like actually this weekend, I'm part of a Color Stack. I'm a Color Stack member, which is like they support Black and Latinx students in like the tech field. Um, and they've like helped a lot like with opportunities, oh, sorry, networking and yeah, just getting to know other people.
Thank you so much for sharing. I thought that was a great question. We've done this so many times, and I don't think we've ever had a question specifically asking about the networking. So that was really great information. So thanks so much for sharing. To wrap things up, I am going to pass the mic over to Krista. Krista, for the last question of the evening, do you mind sharing with students what they should do next, what people's next steps should be after this presentation?
Yes, of course. So next steps, as we know, spring 2026 applications do open tomorrow. I can't believe it's already here. Fall just closed. Spring is open. Our programs, if they have an available spring start, will be listed in Cal State Apply. Um, Another thing to take care of is if you haven't already, your financial aid application would be another great thing to take care of. But I think the most important is if you still have questions after this information session, please meet with your enrollment counselor. I did see that we do have questions in the chat that haven't been answered, some that are program specific, some that are specific to your requirements. So I encourage you to please make that first connection, speak with your enrollment counselor, talk about the admissions criteria, talk about your goals, and prepare for a successful spring 2026 start. With that being said, we'll go ahead and conclude our Q&A here. I just want to thank everyone in the audience for your participation this evening, and we're really, really excited to help you take this next step in your educational journey. Take care.
Yes, thank you, everyone.